Okay, guys, so as we mentioned last time, about we were talking about sound. If you guys still remember this, do you guys remember this?
Yes.
Yes, we were talking about sound, and we said sound is an energy that is created by vibration. So if an object is vibrating and there is
It will
matter
make sound.
around it, it will actually produce sound.
Yes.
And then you guys learned about different materials or different objects that vibrates to make sound. For example, the violin strings are the one that produces the sound once we pluck them. The drums also, once we hit the drum skin vibrates and then it produces sound.
Makes vibration. It makes sound.
Yes, vibrations make sound. Well done. Our voice box, once our voice box starts vibrating. Um, yes,
Yes.
yes. So you still remember that?
Yes.
Yes. The last but not least is the speakers and how the cone itself starts vibrating, as I showed you guys last time. Okay. And we mentioned that sound needs medium to move through. So if there's no matter
If it's in a
around it,
vacuum, it can't make sound.
yes, and will not make sound. It will still make sound, but the sound will not find any matter to move through. So we'll have no sound, just like the outer space.
It
We
won't have
can,
particles to move through.
exactly, yes, thank you. There are no particles for the sound energy to move through. And that's why we don't hear the explosions happening over the sun's surface. The sun's surface has a lot of
Are
explosions.
not hearable.
Yes, we can't hear them, but we still get the heat and light from the sun because heat and light are different waves. They do not need matter to move through. While sound is a mechanical wave. You will learn about different waves in grade 7. Sound is a mechanical wave, and mechanical waves do not need do not need matter to move through, not like sound energy. I'm sorry, I think I mixed between them. Sound energy is a mechanical wave. Mechanical waves need matter to move through. Okay? Obviously, that's why we do not get the sounds from the sun or other planets. Okay?
Okay.
Yes, while the light and heat are other waves that we do not, they do not need energy or matter to move through. I'm sorry, guys, today I'm mixing words. Sorry for that. They do not need matter to move through. Okay? That explains why we get light and heat from the sun. Here they had an experiment where they had two medium for an alarm. The first medium had air inside, so when the alarm started working, we could still hear it. And the second time, they removed all the air inside the pill. This is called pill. This glass around the alarm is called bell. So they moved all the air, removed all the air. They vacuumed it out or pumped it out. Okay, vacuum means there is no air inside. Vacuum cleaner. Do you know the vacuum cleaner?
Yes, it
Yes,
takes all air or dust.
exactly. Yes, it takes all the air out or takes all the dust out. So when I say vacuum, it means there is no air. Okay, just like the outer space.
Okay.
So when there was no air inside, we couldn't hear any sound from the bell. So though they are the same alarms, but we couldn't hear them. Okay, today we're gonna continue with the sound waves. If you guys still remember this, so let me get to the textbook first. Okay, so in your textbook, can you guys see my screen well?
Yes.
Yes. So in your textbook, guys, you have seen what do we mean by sound first? And it says that sound is a form of energy that travels through the air. Okay, that's what we mean by sound. And sound is made when something vibrates. So, what's a vibration? It's the back and forth movement of the matter. Okay,
Yes, matter
yes,
moving
and
back
you
and forth.
learned different musical instruments making different sounds as they start vibrating. So we have different materials or different musical instruments. Like, for example, we have the woodwind instruments. Do you guys understand what's a woodwind instrument? Everyone?
Yes, بس
No.
Yes. Can someone tell me what's a woodwind instrument? Do you know what's that?
no.
Okay. Someone else?
No.
Okay. Those are the instruments that depend on air, like blowing air inside of them so they can
Like
make
flute.
sound. Yes, like
Like flute.
flutes. Yes, let me show it to you here.
I search for it.
Yes, I will search for it for you so you can know how they look like. I thought you guys know them. So these are the woodwind instruments. This is how they look like. Of course, we
Drum.
have different types. I'm not a big expert about musical instruments, but it's what we mean by woodwind instruments is that the musical instruments that we blow air inside. So what's happening
Makes sound.
inside these instruments is that we blow air through them, and then the air starts vibrating and making the sound. And we have
Yes.
different openings, or we can say, I don't know what do they call them in the musical world, but these buttons or these holes in them, we kind of control the amount of air that's going to vibrate. That's why we have different tones. Okay. You
Okay.
know, yes, once the player starts blowing air inside, you know, they move their fingers. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about. Like
Yes, I
this
was
woman in
playing
here,
on
yeah.
one.
This woman here, can you see how she's moving her finger? She's kind of pressing on some buttons. I don't know what they really call them, but you can see how she's controlling the tones here. For example, we have this man also
Flute.
pressing on buttons. Yes, these buttons are not actually making the sound. He blows air inside this instrument, and then with
Changing the
these
sound.
buttons, yes, exactly. He's actually controlling the length of the air that vibrates, and that's why it starts making different tones. So this is the first type of musical instruments you guys are learning about. This is called the woodwind instruments. Okay. So just like flutes, like I think it was Tanahi who mentioned the type of flutes here. It's okay, you're
Yes.
not late, It's
Flute.
okay.
Yes.
Yes,
طبعا.
it was Tanahi.
I
Okay.
used.
I don't think comedy is here.
Miss,
No, it's here.
Yes.
I used the new IE to use a flute.
I really can't hear you. Someone's talking.
Yes.
Yes, is that Amu or Tanahi?
Um.
Yes, Amu. Can you get closer to the mic because I can't hear you well?
Yes.
Yes.
I said I used always to use in UIE a flute.
Ah, you used flutes before, so you are an expert in musical instruments then. I actually never
Yeah,
played
only
on
flute.
musical instrument before. Like I never had interest in them, but I always liked listening, of course, to music. But playing it, like I don't know, I never had the chance to do so. But yes, so
I
musical
played on
instrument.
something like a flute. Like a flute. It's named recorder.
Okay, that's nice. So now you understand that when we use woodwind instruments like flutes, or there are different types. If we could see here, there are different types. woodwind instruments? Different names. Can you see? Can you guys see how they are different?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
and of
we
course, all,
saw
of course, all of them.
different sizes.
Yes, different sizes. That means different sounds also. Okay. Okay. Now let's get back to the textbook. I just don't know where is my toolbar. It disappears, kind of disappears. Yes, there it is. So yeah. So in woodwind instruments, you guys now know that it's the air inside the instrument that vibrates in order to make sound. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Then we have another instruments like drums, for example. Drums, you know drums, right? Everyone knows drums.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes, it
drums.
makes vibration that moves from air
Yes, but
particles.
how does it make the sound? Once we hit it, or do we blow air in it?
Hit
Hit
it.
it.
Yes, that's right. So those actually have another name. Those type of instruments have another name. So drums do yes vibrate when they are hit. We have another instruments like stringed instruments like guitar, violin,
Guitar,
um,
violin,
the ones that have
and
strings that vibrate. So the strings are the ones that vibrate. Yes. Then you guys learn about the word volume, which means how loud or soft the
loud or
sound is.
low.
Yes, we can
Yes,
say it's the loudness of a sound, how loud or soft the sound is, like how we, you are always asked once you watch TV or a movie you like, or when you are watching kind of a movie and then the ads start and they are so loud, so your
you
mother
low
or
the
your father
volume.
starts saying, okay, put the volume down.
Yes,
Yes.
Yes.
So that means how loud or soft the sound is. And this volume of sound, of course, it needs more energy. Like with more energy, that means it will be louder sound, right? Like when once we start hitting the drum more or harder, the loudness of the sound will be actually more or less.
More.
Once we start hitting the
More.
drum so fast or harder,
More.
yes, it will be louder sounds, right? You guys
yes,
can try it. You can try it now on your tables if you're sitting next to a table or something. Like hit it
yes.
firstly, hit it so softly first, and then start hitting it harder. You'll notice that the loudness of the sound is actually more and more. Unless you have people sleeping in your house, don't do that. Okay, wait till they wake up.
Miss, you can also low and higher the volume of your phone.
Yes, that's right. You can also higher or lower the sound of your volume or the laptop. Here we have the volume. You can actually lower and make it higher. That's right. So volume of the sound is measured. We measure it. Like we measure the distance we walk or the distance we run. We measure it, for example, in meters or kilometers, right?
Yes.
Yes, we measure what is our mass with kilograms or grams. We measure our weight also. So as we measure all of those, the volume of the sound is also measured, but we measure it in decibels. We measure it in, can you guys see the word?
Decibels.
Yes, decibels. So we can actually shorten it into dB, those two letters.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh.
So when I say it's high decibel sound, that means it's a loud sound. It's loud, okay? And as it's loud, it has lots of energy.
So, Miss, what is the what is the difference between loudness and decibels?
Amr, I really can't hear you. Can you please get closer? And I have my speaker of the laptop like at 100. Can you get closer
What
to the
is
mic,
the
please?
what is the difference between loudness and decibels?
There is a big difference. Loudness is the volume itself. It's it's how loud or soft your sound is, but we measure this with decibels. For example, when I say you run for 10 kilometers, that means you ran a distance, right?
Yes.
That's a distance, مسافة, okay? And we measure it with meters or kilometers and stuff like that. The volume of the sound, or how loud or soft the sound is, the loudness of the sound, so all these words mean volume at the end, the volume is measured by decibel. So for example, if I say that this sound has 0, what do I say? Is it 0 meters,
Low decibel.
kilograms, or 0 decibels?
Low decibel.
Yes, I
Zero.
say 0 decibels. Okay, so that's the unit we use in order to measure volume. So volume, you can say that decibel is the measuring unit of the loudness. Do you get it now?
Yes.
Yes. Is it understood now? I can repeat it another way if you want. Do you understand it now, Am?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much for your question. Okay, for example, you can say that you guys remember hearing a sound that made your ears ring?
Yes.
Yes, I remember this, hearing my friend's children screaming suddenly. Yes, it made my ears actually ring. And it's not so satisfying, and sometimes it could be annoying for some people if you are watching a horror movie. Yes, and a loud sound comes on, for suddenly your ears starts ringing. So when you hear sounds that ring or makes your ears ring, these sounds are above 100 decibels. Can you guys see the number here?
Yes.
Yes, so sounds that are higher than 100 decibels can actually cause pain to your ears. Do you know when you get in a taxi with a taxi driver with really loud speakers?
Yes.
Yes, that happens a lot here in Egypt, right? We get with a taxi driver and he's like, I don't know, he has his own speaker. Like you can't hear him talking, you can't hear yourself talking, right? It's so loud.
Yes, because he drives quickly and he opened the window.
Yes,
It
but
makes
actually
wind
it's
sound.
still too loud. It's still too loud. But because he keeps hearing this sound like 24/7, he's not really affected or he doesn't feel the pain. But do you guys know that he's still damaging his ears? Like with couple of years he can go deaf. Do you know that?
Really?
Yes, that's
No.
true.
I want to be a taxi driver.
It's so dangerous. Yes. For us as passengers, we do not feel this. We're not going to be really affected because we are going to hear it only for, like a couple of hours, or not couple of hours, of course, but like, a few minutes, and then we're going to leave the taxi away. But the taxi driver is hearing this loud sound like 24 hours. That's so dangerous. Maybe he's not
Yes, and
feeling
we
a
hear it like for
pain.
5 minutes only.
Yes, maybe he's not feeling the pain. The taxi driver is not feeling the pain now because he got used to it. He got used to this loud sound, but with time he's gonna lose his hearing ability. He can
مش
actually
I'm
go deaf.
gonna
يعني ميسي سمعه
مش
مش هيروح مرة واحدة، هيروح شوية شوية.
Yes, it will take time. Yes, that's right. It will take time for him to lose
مش I'm
his
gonna
hearing
join in
ability.
another device.
There's what?
مش I'm gonna join on another device.
Okay, you can do that.
Okay.
Okay, guys. So sounds above 100 decibels can actually cause pain to our ears and also damage a person's ears. Okay. Okay. That's why people that works in
Okay.
airports, for example, airports, they wear earplugs. Do you know the earplugs? What do you mean by earplugs?
Yes.
Yes,
Like
everyone.
cutting finger.
Let me show you what's an earplug.
It's like someone's shouting. Is his voice more than 100 decibels?
Well, yes, if it's too loud for you, that's 100 more than 100 decibels. Yes, we can
Wait,
hear
what's this?
sounds. We can hear sounds up to 20,000. So yeah,
What is,
I really can understand what you said. What did you say?
what is that thing?
What thing? Oh, these are earplugs. The earplugs,
Like,
those are used to, we can say, block the sound. Yes.
Yes, I know it. I know it.
People in airports wear a lot
Put
of
them.
earplugs because the sound of a plane is too loud
I
for
like
them.
it.
So yeah, they need protection, of course. This is another hearing protection. This
Miss,
is another shape.
but it's
Yes.
like a headphone.
This is a headphone, but it's not a headphone now because it's not connected to wires. This is called earmuffs. So there are earplugs and
Yes,
earmuffs.
also, Miss, people that shooting
Guns?
pagans and the yes,
Yes,
they
in
are
Arena,
also wear
yes,
it.
they use it. Yes, that's right. Yes, they use earplugs. That's right. Okay.
Oh, Mr. Captain ears wears ear muffs, I think.
Yes, they use them. That's right. In order to protect their ears, because they will lose their hearing ability if they kept hearing the loud sound all the time. That's so dangerous. Okay, so here he has a question. It says, describe the ways in which three types of musical instruments make sound. So we have three types of musical instruments. Woodwind instruments, the one where air starts vibrating once we blow air inside of it. We have drums, where the
When
skin,
you hit it,
yes, makes sounds once we hit them. And we have stringed instruments,
stringed instruments.
where string, yes, vibrates. Are you guys trying to ask question or you're trying to answer?
Answer.
Okay, that's nice. Okay, now we will learn about sound waves. As Aysel mentioned, I remember it was Aysel. She mentioned last time that sound waves move through um, sound waves. Just let me open this one. Okay, so you guys can see my screen wide. Okay, so this fork, of course, if we were in school, I would have shown you guys this fork. This is called tuning fork. So this fork is used to, we can say, show most of the vibrations a
Miss,
sound
but what
makes.
is
Not fork.
It's
fork?
called tuning fork. Tuning fork. Let me show it to you guys here.
Tunic.
Tuning form. Tuning form. Fork. Sorry, fork. It's
Tuning.
not a fork used for eating, so it's not it's not used for eating. Just as a should guys
I
know
thought it.
that. This is how it looks like. It's made up of metal and so hard we hit it to tables, for example, in order to make sound. Let
Looks
me
heavy.
you in motion. Okay, can you guys see it?
He's hitting it or fan.
The what?
And it will sound.
Or fan.
I can't hear you. Yes.
There is a picture above. He is hitting it to a pan.
Yes, you should hit it
Fan.
first in order to get the sound starts vibrating, and you get it closer to your ears so you can hear the vibrations. This is how it looks like once we get closer to the water. So the water will show you guys the vibrations. Let me show it to you here. Can you guys see the picture here?
Yes.
Yes, it
Yes.
starts vibrating and splashing water. It shows how it starts moving. Yeah. So this tuning fork, let's get back to the PowerPoint.
Miss, like when I jump in the water, like in the sea, it makes sound. That's because the water vibrates.
Because you hit the water. Yes. The
And the water
the
vibrates.
hitting motion you did caused sound. Yes. And the sound will move through air and water, both. So we can hear it like from the air itself.
Yes.
Not in the
In
water.
the
And
in
people
the
in the
water,
water
I
can
hear it.
actually hear it too. Yes?
in the water, I hear something like bubbles. Little.
You hear something that hits the water. Yes, because water is
Yes.
still matter and sound will move through it. Sound will move through matter too, through the water. Okay, so this is the tuning fork again, guys, and we strike it against a block of wood or against something hard and starts vibrating. What's great about this fork is that it starts vibrating and making this really deep sound. I will guys show you how the particles of the air move next to it. Here he's showing you different objects that vibrates to make sound. So for example, the oud, this is oud. Do you
It's
guys know
Yes.
called
oud?
board, I
Yes.
think, in English.
It's called
Yes.
oud also in English because it's an Arabian musical instruments.
In,
Do you know that?
yes, I know.
Yes.
Yes.
Some people would say like oud is like
Board.
musical instrument, so it should have an English name, but it's actually an Arabic instrument. That's why it doesn't have like an English name.
Yes,
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, I think this is called horn something because it looks like horns,
Like a
but
goat horn.
also yes, this one has air inside of it, and the air also starts vibrating, making sound. This is the drums, and we know that
Drum.
drums make sounds once we hit them.
I know the last thing.
Yes, do you know its name?
No, but
No,
I know
like
it.
shape.
Yes, some people call it. Yes, some people call it lori, something like that, or lur. In Arabic, it's called كثارة القيثارة. اسمها كده حاجة زي كده أعتقد يعني. Yeah, and the strings also vibrates, and you can see that strings are in different lengths. There are short ones and long ones. That's why they make different tones. It's called harp strings, so it has another name. Harp.
مس
This drum skin, yes.
أغلب الناس برضه اللي بيستخدموا العود بيكونوا خليجيين صح؟
What? Why are you so has a really soft sound today? I really can't hear you. Can you repeat what you said, please? Can you repeat what you said?
Yes, miss. Yes,
Yes,
miss.
just get closer to the mic. A little bit closer.
مس هم الخليجيين هم اللي بيستخدموا العود.
العود?
Yes.
No, all Arabians do. Eid Latwash was Egyptian, and he wasn't Egyptian, but he was Arabian. He used oud. Oud is used in all Arabian cultures, and it's a really famous musical instrument.
Okay.
مش الخليجيين بس.
It's named harp string.
He
I was
means
searching
harp.
for
I think he was talking about oud.
No, I was searching
Think.
for the harp string's name.
Oh, okay. Okay, guys. Now this is, of course, these round
Particles.
circles. Those round circles will represent the air particles
The
that we
air
cannot
particles
see.
it's away from each other.
Yes, that's right, Tanah. Yes. So those are the air particles we can't see. Everyone. We have how many people in this meeting? We have like 17 people in this meeting. 17 people, yes. And I only hear Tanahi, Amr, and Uday. I didn't hear any of you guys. Where are the rest of you? Are you awake?
Yes.
Yes, Sadat is here. Yes, Yusuf Naqib. Guys, try to please stay awake with me. We have
Yes,
Zayn
I am
today.
here. I am here. Uday is here.
I know. I said I'm only hearing Tanahi, Amr, and Uday. And we are 17 people in the meeting.
I'm
So
here.
I hope everyone is still awake. Okay, guys? So again, these green circles are representing the air particles. The air particles around us. Of course, we can't see them, but he made you guys in this circle so we can imagine what's going on. So that now the fork will strike or struck this fork in order
The
for it to
vibration will move
vibrate.
through
Yes.
them all.
Can you guys see what happened once we start vibrating it? What happened to the air
Yes.
particles? Can you see
The
that?
sound is moving through them. They are vibrating.
Yes, the sound started moving through them. That's nice. Okay.
Miss, any
Now
fork
let's
can do
continue.
this or only this fork?
The what?
The only this tuning fork can do this, or any fork.
Well, forks can do this, but they will not be so obvious because they are not so
That's
strong
loud.
like it. This one's so thick. That's why
They
you
won't
feel
be that
you
loud.
feel it more. Yeah. And
Big
this
boy.
tuning fork is specialized in this. Yeah, its job to vibrate and make sounds. But normal forks are not actually used for
For
this. That's
eating.
why you will not feel the
Used to
vibration.
be food.
But if you try to hit a fork against the table, it will vibrate. You will feel the vibration, but it will not be so strong. Okay, now let's continue with the fork motion. I want you guys to look how the particles move.
Yes.
Yes, can you guys see what's happening?
Yes.
What's happening to the air particles? They are
Okay.
moving. Yes, as if they are
Like a
moving
magnet.
back and forth. They are kind of moving back and forth. Can you see that? Let's
Like a
repeat
Miss
this.
magnet.
Noah, this fork we have it in the school or no?
Yes, we do have in school. Yes. Okay, so now see what's going on? It's as if the particles are hitting each other and getting back to
Making
their possession, right? They hit each other
Yes.
first. Like, let me get it back again. Okay, and
Vibration.
watch. Yes, it's all the particles kind of hit each other. See? They hit each
Vibration.
other and then you get back to their possession. They do not move away. Can you see that?
Miss,
Yes.
is that vibration or no?
Yes, that's a vibration. Yes. Yusuf and Naqib, you're raising your hand. Yes.
Miss, did you see my project
Yusuf, you send it where? Where did you send it?
on Messenger?
Okay, I will check all the messages because I'm having a lot of messages, loads and loads of messages. I will have time to check all of them. Don't worry. Once you send it, it's okay. It's sent, right? It will be saved. Don't worry. And I check all projects before giving you guys marks, so I make sure everyone send their project. Don't worry about this. Okay? Thank you, Yusuf. I will try to check the messages as soon as possible. Okay, guys. So here we have a speaker, as you can see, an
iPods.
MP3 player. I don't know if you guys know that or not, and they are connected to
Yes.
speakers. So you can
iPods.
hear, yes, you can hear the sound now way louder. Okay. But here we have different sound waves. Can you guys see these two pictures?
Loud waves are bigger
Yes.
and
Yes.
much.
So you can see how waves look like, or how sound waves look like. So you can see that in quiet sound, it's not so high. Like the wave itself, this is called a wave.
They are
The
not
wave
going
is not
high.
really high. Yes. While in loud sound, it's really high, right?
Miss, but it goes even low, but it goes lower and it goes. Why does it go lower than the quiet wave?
رجعها تاني يا حرب. عشان جالي النوتيفيكيشن يا حرب.
Yes. Who's
What is
talking?
that?
Someone is saying something?
Yeah, since
I see Mr. Red
close
brother.
your mic.
Okay. So what is your question? This is a quiet sound. It's not so high. Yes, the wave is not
Yes.
so high. This
Yes,
is
but
not lower. This is not lower. This is called crest and trough. You will learn about the different parts of a wave. This is called crest and trough. The upper part is called crest and the lower part is called trough, and they are actually the same. Okay, this is one wave. One crest and one trough represents one wave. So it's not lower. This is how the wave.
So we have here two waves.
Yes, and here we have two waves. Well done, yes. And the other image, we also have two waves, but one quiet wave and one loud wave. Okay, guys, unfortunately, we only have 2 minutes, unfortunately.
Yes.
So let's watch this video showing you guys two different types of sounds. We call them high and low sounds. Those are not loud or soft. We're not talking about loud and soft now. We're talking about high and deep sound. Do you know the deep sound like this one? I'm talking now like in a deep sound. This is a deep sound. Yes.
Low pitch.
Exactly, yes. It's called low pitch. Yes, that's right. Not something to laugh about. You know, you guys in your age right now, because you're not yet an adult,
Miss, when you
most
grow
of your
up,
sounds are
your
so high.
sound will be like changing.
Yes, it will be deep sounds.
هيبقى
Okay, for
تقيل.
men, of course. Men will have deeper sound. We call this like low pitch, while the women will have like high pitch because their sounds are so high, not loud. Okay, guys, make sure you know the difference between loud and high sound. Okay, I want you to imagine a woman screaming and a man screaming. Okay, can you know the
No, man
difference?
can't scream.
Yes, the woman will
Yes.
have
The woman is
high
not.
pitch. High pitch means like her sound is so high pitch. Yes, like
man
this sound made here. Yes.
The
And
man
deep
can shout.
sound,
He can't
deeper
scream.
sounds, yes, deeper sounds have low pitch. Okay, so let's watch this video about high and low sounds before you guys leave.
Miss, the meeting will close